Camp going? How's this week going with the DBs?
Well, it's a great question, and trying to make it. What's the simple answer? Is I know we have a lot of competition for whatever that starting position may be, but what I'm trying to find out is how good can we be behind the starters? How good can we be behind the seconds? And the good news is we got a few guys that are what I call really good threes right now, and that's where you want to be as a program. You'd like to have your third guy in every position be a pretty darn good player. And I'm not saying all four of those secondary positions are that way, but I have enough guys. I'm looking at 5 or 6 safeties that I can move around and rotate. And the same with probably 5 corners using Tyree Robinson sometimes as a corner. And that creates depth. I think that's going to make us better and more consistent, the ability to play harder. When you play as many plays on defenses as we play, we do need to play a lot of people. Didn't have that last year, and that caught up to us in a couple of games, especially our last 2 games. We got tired. Poor Charles, he was dying, and we're not going to have that issue this year as long as we can stay healthy.
Absolutely. I feel kind of bad for Charles, but
yeah,
he can handle it.
Yeah,
too.
Well, he did his best.
Who were some of those threes that you named earlier, that are those true threes that have really kind of stood out to you?
The way it goes right now, the threes can be anywhere from Reggie Daniels to Foto Liato to Jet Janis, because I haven't decided basically who our starters are. Tyree and Juwan are looking like they're going to be first, but Khalil and and Reggie, who's been a 3-year starter here, are really great backups. And Reggie's been a starter. Khalil started, Juwan has started, and Tyree has started in their careers. So when you add a Fotu and a Jet Janis, who's a walk-on, was a track athlete here, who's done really well. And actually a kid named Matrell McGraw has been playing well as one of those really good threes. And that really helps our football team, because a 3 can become a 2 really fast. And that's creating some depth. And when we go into multiple personnel groupings, 5 DBs, 6 DBs, now all of a sudden you might have 6 really good players on the field that can run and cover. And that's ultimately our goal. So, when we play the Washington States and the Cows and people that play 4 wides all the time, that we have a chance to line up with 4 cover guys on their 4 receivers, which is something you have to try to slow those people down.
Absolutely. What do you see out of Chris Cisse this camp so far? I know, he was looking promising coming into last year, I think gets injured, but have you seen him mentally and physically? How's he doing so far?
Just has to get consistent. Chris is a really good player. He's a kid that started in the Rose Bowl and the national championship game. Then he got hurt and he kind of fell off the face of the earth a little bit. And right now, when he plays well, he's one of those guys. He's going to play. Is he going to start? I don't know. But he adds depth. He can play nickel. He can play dime. That's our 6 defensive back situation. Nickel meaning 5 DBs. And he can fit in that role. He can also play safety. So right now he's playing a little bit of everywhere, and he's smart too, and he's experienced. So I've got that going with Reggie Daniels also. He can do that. Khalil can do that. Juwan can do that. Tyree has and will do that, even as a corner. So I'm hoping, I have my fingers crossed, that those guys will play at the level that we need to play at to win it in this league.
Absolutely. We were talking to Chris Cisse earlier this week, and he was just he was really excited to get back on the field and really ready to what he said was prove everyone wrong.
Well, I hope so. I don't know what proven wrong means. He just needs to be consistent, do what he can do, and prove himself right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fotu's biggest improvement since he got here last year?
Knowing what the heck's going on, knowing that it's not Tuesday on Wednesday and things like that. He needs to understand the game. Fotu is a really good athlete. He's a really good tackler. He's got great balance and he can run. He's physical. He's 205 pounds. He's really physical. But he's just learning the game still. He's got to learn the game, and I got to be able to trust him because he's smart too. He's like a 3.5 student. Now he's got to do that on the field. He came here without a lot of knowledge of how to play the game because they just played him everywhere. I don't think he ever learned a position in high school. And now he's learning one, and I'm seeing it. He's got tremendous improvement in that he went from being a 50-50 player, I didn't know what he was doing sometimes, to, probably a good 90% player, but that 10% will get you beat. and he knows that. And so he's going to be he'll be in the rotation. He's going to play.
A lot of receivers have commented on his improved coverage ability. They say
I
kind
have
of
none. So it's like me. If I climb Mount Everest, I'm all of a sudden a good mountain climber. I've never done it, right? He's got to continue to do that and believe in himself. But it's just like, a great skier, and he's going to race Michael Phelps in the pool. You got to get him in the pool, right? So that's kind of how I feel about him right now. But he does have, he's had great improvement, and there's times I'm not going to put him on somebody. He's going to play somewhere else, or a tight end, or try to match up our personnel the best we can. That's part of our jobs. If we do a good job matching personnel, that gives us our best chance to win.
Thanks, Coach.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
All right. So are you guys